Hello everyone, and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. New details emerge in cause of death for Savannah Chrisley's ex Nick Kerdiles. There are now new details about the death of Nick Kerdiles, the ex-fiancé of Chrisley Knows Best star Savannah Chrisley, who passed away earlier this year. According to TMZ, the medical examiner in Nashville, Tennessee, where Kerdiles passed away in a motorcycle accident on September 23rd, found alcohol, specifically ethanol, in his bloodstream in the toxicology reports. His blood alcohol concentration, BAC, was at about 0.124, while the legal limit is 0.05. Kerdiles also had broken bones, bruising on the brain, and other injuries. The medical examiner ruled his death as accidental, declaring the cause of death as multiple blunt traumatic injuries. The accident happened in the early hours of the morning when Kerdiles, riding his motorcycle, ran a stop sign and crashed into a BMW. At the time, there was no further information about the cause of death. The 29-year-old first took his relationship with Chrisley public in early 2018, and they got engaged in December 2019. Unfortunately, Kerdiles and Chrisley broke off their engagement in September 2020, although they appear to stay quite close after the breakup. After learning of Kerdiles' passing, Chrisley shared a montage showing the highlights of her relationship with her late ex-fiancé. She wrote, "Nicholas Henry Stephen Kerdiles, I wish you could see all the people that are showing up and loving you right now. I can see that grin of yours so clearly. You left such a mark on this world, and it's so empty without you it is impossible to believe that you are really gone." Chrisley's tribute went on, with the reality TV star sharing some sweet memories she had of their time together, ending it with the message, "Our time in San Diego will always be unforgettable to me. It's where we began, and I so badly wish I could hop on a flight and you be there waiting on me." That ellipsis, hanging like a cliff edge, sent fans into instant panic. By the time the full story appeared online, social media was already in flames with speculation, fear, and confusion. But when the complete title finally loaded, hearts sank and relief collided with heartbreak. New details emerge in cause of death for Savannah Chrisley's beloved dog, Miley. Savannah Chrisley sat quietly on her Nashville couch, hands trembling as she scrolled through the fresh wave of articles. She had known the story would come out. She had even given a brief statement. But she wasn't prepared for the world's response. The love, the outrage, the disbelief. Miley hadn't been just a dog. Miley had been a constant in Savannah's life, through legal battles, parental imprisonment, co-parenting her siblings, breakups, and breakdowns. Losing her felt like losing the one piece of innocence she had left. But what shocked everyone wasn't the loss. It was the cause. A sudden, unexplained decline. It had begun 3 weeks earlier. Miley, usually energetic and glued to Savannah's side, started acting strangely, lethargic, dehydrated, stumbling as if she didn't know which way the room spun. Savannah rushed her to the emergency vet, but tests were inconclusive. Something toxic was in her system, but no one could pinpoint what. When Miley passed away 2 days later, Savannah was shattered. The public heard little, just that Miley had died suddenly and unexpectedly. Fans assumed it was an illness or age. Savannah stayed mostly silent, grieving privately. But behind the scenes, she had ordered a full toxicology report. And that report changed everything. A toxic twist. The necropsy results revealed the presence of a rare compound, ethylene bromide morphine, a chemical not found in household products. A chemical typically used in high-end landscaping treatments. And Savannah's lawn had been sprayed 4 days before Miley collapsed. At first, she thought it was a tragic, accidental poisoning. She called the company. She asked questions. She was calm. But the answers didn't add up. The landscaper insisted the spray used was organic. No chemicals. No toxins. Nothing even close to the compound in the report. Then came the surveillance footage. Her front door camera, which Savannah had barely checked since setting it up months ago, captured an unfamiliar truck parking across the street at 1:43 a.m. the night before Miley got sick. A man stepped out, hood up, gloves on, walked straight to her yard, and sprayed something on the grass. In under 40 seconds, he was gone. Savannah's stomach sank when she replayed the footage. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't negligence. It was deliberate.
But why?
A family already under fire. Savannah had already been dealing with chaos on multiple fronts, her parents' legal battles, her podcast exploding with controversial revelations, her custody responsibilities, and the intense scrutiny of the public eye. And now someone had targeted her home? Her dog? She turned everything over to the police. She submitted the footage, the report, the timeline of Miley's symptoms. She expected immediate action. But after 2 weeks with no updates, no progress, no answers, Savannah grew frustrated. You're telling me someone trespassed on my property, poisoned my dog, and there's nothing you can do? She demanded during a tense call with a detective. Miss Chrisley, the voice on the other end said carefully, we're looking into all possibilities. But we can't jump to conclusions without more evidence. Savannah hung up with tears in her eyes. She felt powerless all over again. First her parents, then the constant online hate, then the battles she never asked to fight. Now this. Going public. Savannah hadn't planned on sharing the details. She hated being seen as a victim. But when the story leaked, turning Miley's death into another viral headline, Savannah decided to speak in her own voice. She sat down to record a podcast episode. No makeup. No script. No edits. I need you all to hear this from me, she began, voice uneven. Miley didn't die of natural causes. She described the toxicology report, the surveillance footage, the lack of answers. Fans listened in stunned silence. And within hours of the episode uploading, #JusticeForMiley began trending worldwide. It was then that everything shifted. The breakthrough. 3 days after the public uproar, Savannah received a call. This is Detective Alvarez. We need you to come down to the station. Savannah's heart thudded painfully. Did you find something? We found someone. When she arrived, Savannah was led to a conference room where a photo sat on the table. Her breath caught. It was the same blurry figure from her door camera, but now with a face, a name, and a connection. The man had once worked with a media outlet notorious for aggressively chasing Chrisley stories. Fired months earlier, bitter, unstable. Someone who had posted rants online about how influencers deserved consequences. He had lived only 10 minutes from Savannah's home. That night, Detective Alvarez explained, he used an industrial sprayer filled with a chemical banned for residential use. He targeted your lawn specifically. Savannah's eyes filled with tears, not of sadness this time, but of fierce, protective rage. Why Miley, she whispered. Why go after my dog? He said it was to send a message. Savannah felt sick. A message. A warning. All because she was a public figure.